YouTube, how we doing, family? It's your boy, yo! And this is another episode of the Ballpark Show. I go through every MLB game every day and try and narrow it down to the plays that I personally see the most value in. Today's Friday, July 11th. This isn't my favorite card, but I do have 3 games that I really like, and I have 3 player props at the end, so stick around. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your favorite game in the comment section below. Without further ado, let me get into today's recap. Recapping yesterday, we cashed both of our highlighted plays of the day. First, we took the Chicago Cubs and Minnesota Twins over 5.5 runs in the first 5 innings. The score was 6-1 Cubs by the 5th, and we were able to cash with Dansby Swanson. He had 2 bases, a run, and an RBI. Next, we took the Atlanta Braves and Oakland Athletics under 10 runs. This one got a little sweaty. We were tied 4-4 going into extras, but the Braves walked it off in the 11th to win it 5-4. Hey, we're now 5-1 on all highlighted plays. Let's keep that momentum rolling and get back in that win column today. Without further ado, let me get into today's games. In our first matchup of the evening, we have the Miami Marlins in Baltimore taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles are minus 128 on the money line, and the total is 9 runs. On the mound, we have Edward Cabrera going for Miami, and we have Dean Kramer going for Baltimore. One thing we know about Kramer is he's going to get blown up. It might look like he's just having a tough season, but he averages 4.33 earned runs on his career. That being said, the Orioles are going to back him up more often than not. He hovers around a 50% win-loss record despite giving up a handful of runs every outing. The Marlins offense has been rolling over the last 30 days, so I think they do their part in terms of scoring, and I think the O's back up Kramer enough to get us over this total. These are 2 of the bottom 10 bullpens in the league, so I expect plenty of runs late, and we're taking the Marlins and O's over 9 runs as our first selection of the evening. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the Seattle Mariners in Detroit taking on the Detroit Tigers. Tigers are minus 220 on the money line, and the total is 7 runs. On the mound, we have Luis Castillo going for Seattle, and we have Tariq Skubal going for Detroit. Skubal is panning out to be the ace we all expected. 2.02 ERA and a 10-2 record on the season. Castillo's been serviceable himself, but he hasn't got the run support more often than not. Then when I look at the expected numbers, he's due for sizable regression. Skubal is expected to slightly regress himself, but from his current form, that's not saying much. The Mariners rank 7th from behind the plate over the last 30 days, which is impressive, but the Tigers are the #1 offense in that span. I think at home in Comerica, they back up their ace and get the run line covered. I do see some value on the over. I think the total is set a bit low, but we're taking the Tigers laying the 1.5 runs as our next selection of the evening. Let's move. In our last and final matchup of the evening, we have the Texas Rangers in Houston taking on the Houston Astros. Astros are minus 133 on the money line, and the total is 8 runs. On the mound, we have Jack Leiter going for Texas, and we have Lance McCullers Jr. going for Houston. In 2025, McCullers has been a disaster for the Stros, but by the end of the season, he's expected to have better numbers than Leiter. For me, though, I don't see that happening this game. The Rangers offense has started to turn it on as of late, and I already think this Astros lineup is overrated. To give Houston their credit, they do rank #2 in the league over the last 30 days from behind the plate, but like I'm saying with this lineup, I don't think that's sustainable. In their last 10 games, the Stros are averaging 6 runs a game, which is impressive, but the Rangers are averaging 6.9 runs in that same span. I trust this Rangers offense more to stay hot, and McCullers Jr. has to show me he's ready for a bounce-back outing. We're taking the Rangers on the money line as our highlighted selection of the evening. All right, guys, now for the props. I've got 3 bangers, and I'll get you in and out of here. First, we're taking Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians to get 1 run or RBI. We're taking this in Game 1 of the doubleheader. JoJo is the Guardians' most consistent option in terms of getting on base and driving in runs. He has a favorable matchup against Shane Smith, and I think he cashes no problem. Next, we're taking O'Neal Cruz of the Pittsburgh Pirates to get 2+ bases. He's top 5 in the league in hard contact, and really, He's a home run waiting to happen. Finally, we're taking Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals to get 1 run or RBI. Bobby's been top of the league in getting on base in the last 30 days, and the Royals offense is finally starting to click. I expect a higher scoring Mets Royals game, and he should find a way to get on the board. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. What a start. Let's keep that momentum rolling and get back in that win column today. I appreciate the support so much. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, yo. And until the next one, I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.